This is the Trade Machine Podcast. I'm Alex Sons, and we're back. It's 2026. That's beautiful, Hunter, isn't it? I'm here with my co-host, the lovely as always. Um, Look at that hat. He's looking pretty cute today, Hunter. Hunter Sons, how you doing? Oh, we're
Um,
so back. We're so back. We're so back. Oh man, put it in my veins. And Rich, what's going on?
what's going on?
Oh man, and it's
Straight
it's the
shot,
new
bro.
year.
No drops, huh? Just straight to the
No
straight to
drops.
the stream.
Straight,
I love it.
straight
Love it.
to it.
That the noise it would make, Alex?
I don't know. You want me to just make a couple noises and see which one fits the best, or
No, I don't.
Oh, okay, all right. Just saying. I'm just saying. It's the new year, and so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over New Year's resolutions. We're gonna pick what New Year's resolutions we would have for some of our favorite teams around the league. What we're looking at for 2026. It's gonna be a fun end of the season. I don't remember the last time that the league, specifically the Western Conference, has felt. I think there are 4 or 5 teams, really. Even there are like 6 teams that could win the West, and I wouldn't be shocked.
Yeah.
And it's not because the teams are bad. Like the Thunder are having an all-time great season. There are just so many good teams. They can't beat the Spurs. We're going to get to that. So each one of us is going to have a New Year's resolution for a random team in the league, and then we're each going to go over our New Year's resolution for our specific teams. We're all rocking our stuff. Hunter's got the hat. I got the hoodie. Rich's got the jersey for our teams. And so I'm going to kick it off. And my New Year's resolution is that I want the Spurs to get aggressive. I want the Spurs to get aggressive and try and win right now because they have all the pieces to make a real run at the championship in 2025-26 season. And I remember, I was listening to, I think it was Bill Simmons would always say, like, these windows to compete are shorter than you think. And they really are. If you go back and you look, so many of these teams think, like, we're young, we're going to be back. Think the 2012 Thunder. Like, those guys are all, like, 21, 22 years old. You got 3 future MVPs. You didn't know they were all going to be future MVPs. You knew KD was an MVP, but you got 3 future MVPs. They're definitely going to be back. They never went to the finals again. That's just the tale of the league, And so I really think the Spurs, I understand they're young. Steph Castle's in his second year. Wemby's in his third year. Dylan Harper's a rookie. Really, and you got De'Aaron Fox as a veteran all-star. And you think, man, we don't need to get too aggressive. But I actually think they have a real shot. Like, they've beat the Thunder 3 times now.
Thunder
the reigning champs.
Are the clear best team in the league, so they could easily make a push for it.
The Thunder won 68 games last year. They won the championship, and they're better this year. And the Spurs have beaten them every single time they've played them. Like, they've got a real shot. And here's the trade. We're on the trade machine, and I got a trade. This is my New Year's resolution. There's a couple small ones, right? The kind of obvious small ones are like Herb Jones. Maybe they want to get real spicy, like Trey Murphy. But I saw a Jake Fisher article today. He was talking about the Warriors should trade for this guy. But he was talking about, why is nobody around the league talking about Michael Porter Jr. as like a premium trade target?
That is, I was just, bro, it's crazy that you say that because I was just listening. I listen to podcasts all day, every day. So I was listening to these guys the other day, and they threw Michael Porter Jr.'s name in there, which I'm like, of course, he just signed a big deal with the Nets, but I'm like, why isn't he like one of the top guys that people are targeting right now? Because he's on a team right now where he's not really. There's no expectations. Like, somebody needs to go grab him. Like, there should be. At least there's not conversation around it right now. That doesn't mean that stuff's not happening, but it just got me curious. Like, why not? Like, why aren't we hearing about Michael Porter Jr. being a target for some of these contenders right now? But that's a perfect name, bro, because he's the one that, like, if you need somebody to move the needle for you, he is a champion already. So he has that. He has the DNA. So, I mean, he needs to be. Somebody needs to make a move for him.
And you think about his flaw is his on-ball defense. Like, he's actually a really good help defender as a shot blocker, which Imagine that next to Wemby at the 4. That would actually be kind of nasty.
That would be crazy.
His flaw is his perimeter defense. But when you have Victor Wembanyama, you can get away with so much there. And your guards are so good on the perimeter. Like Dylan Harper and Steph Castle look so good. You're basically turning Harrison Barnes into younger and more elite Harrison Barnes. Like the LeBron James of Harrison Barneses. Like this is what we're talking about with Michael Porter Jr. 6'10", elite shooter, could shoot everywhere. But he's averaging like 26 right now. Last time I checked, like he's having an insane year. And
what it is.
Honestly, he's kind of too good for the Nets right now. Like the Nets need to lose more games.
He's been better than expected too.
He's been better as a passer. He's never going to be a guy that can really cook on ball for you, but they've got all those guards that do that. I really think if you had a trade package, Harrison Barnes, Kelly Olynyk, and either Jeremy Sohan, or if you needed to Carter Bryant to get the deal done, and a couple firsts, I think that does it. I don't even know if you need a couple firsts.
Honestly, that might be a guy like Carter's.
His contract's not bad for them right now either.
He's only got 2 more years, $38 million this year.
Only
and
real
next year.
person that they have to pay is De'Aaron Fox.
That's what I'm saying. His contract comes off the books when Wemby's is kicking in. It's like the perfect timing. That's what I'm saying when it comes to making a deal now. It's the perfect timing because you're not paying Steph Castle, you're not paying Wemby yet, you're not paying Dylan Harper. All those guys look like they're probably going to get maxes. Right? Like maybe Stephon Castle won't be, but like Dylan Harper, he looks like he's got the goods. Like he's going to be a real guard.
But no, you're right though. You're definitely right, and I think
make the move now.
Make the move now because I'm talking like, why not like this year? Like you don't have anything else to lose, bro. Like you're already.
If you can keep Devin Vassell, exactly.
Yeah.
You keep Devin Vassell, you keep Michael Porter Jr. You've got 2 elite shooters with those 2 guards. Any combination of those 2 guards, one of those 3 coming off the bench, and Wemby, and then you got a bench mob with Luke Cornett and Keldon Johnson still, and that's like a real 8-9 man rotation. You can go, and you still got Carter Bryant, Champagne, who had what did he have 36 last night?
36 with 11 threes.
Yeah, when he gets going, bro, he's one of my favorite players to watch. Y'all know I'm a shooter.
He set the Spurs record for threes in a game.
Wemby is so good already. He's a top 5 player probably, especially with guys like Tatum hurt. Like I think Wemby's a top 5 player. Maybe we're not getting into another Luka discussion. I can't keep doing this every time we get on here, but
Luka's always going to be top 5, but kind of not top 5. But if he wins,
Luka is top 5. Luka is top 5. I think Wemby's got himself into the Luka range though. When it comes to value. Of course,
but that's just
Wemby value-wise
part of it.
I'm not talking trade value. I'm talking like on-court value.
He might be the best when playing for on-court value because if the scoring he just has to stay healthy right now.
Because we're talking like all-time great defensive stuff.
There's not been a defender as good as him for at least 20 years.
And he can give you 28 a night. Especially when he starts at the peak of his powers.
And he can shoot.
40% from 3, 30 a night. Putting an elite shooter like Michael Porter Jr., I think it's a move they got to make.
No, for sure. And just the whole Wemby argument, like once we see it in the postseason, that's what's kind of, I think, is going to just solidify that narrative. It's like he can do everything. He hasn't been healthy. They haven't made it to the postseason since he's been drafted. So, once that gets going and I just want to respect the guys that have done it, like the Lukas, the Jason Tatums, the top tier guys of the league that have been there and
of course,
won championships
for sure.
But that's not. I mean, Wemby is once in a lifetime kind of guy. Like you're not going to find another Wemby. It's just from an NBA standpoint, a pure just basketball standpoint, he has to do it in the postseason first before people start. Before the world catches on, really.
Of course, I think what I'm just trying to say is when you talk about their current form, who's playing the best basketball right now today, Wemby's one of the 5 best basketball players. If every team played tonight, Wemby'd be one of the 5 best basketball players in the world. Yeah, and especially, and so they've got all the pieces to make a move. I honestly think they're past trading one of those young guards for Giannis because they're too good. I really think those young guards are too good.
I wouldn't even
That's
mess
what I'm saying.
with at this point that now that you're winning, you beat the fact that they beat OKC is me.
They're the 2 seed and they've beat the 1 seed 3 times.
Yeah, it's like there's no reason
January
to add anything. Yeah, there's just no reason. There's no reason to do it for the Spurs. Like to me, they're completely out of the Giannis running.
They need, and then who is in it? And that's a conversation for a different time. But like the Spurs, they're out of it. The Rockets, they're out of it.
Yeah,
like they're not making the trade.
Big team in.
The Hawks are probably the only trade. The only team. The Hawks are the only team that's got all the assets, and it makes sense for them to make the deal. That's a conversation for another time.
Well, yeah, you're right. Trade machine, we can't help it, sorry.
It's a trade machine. We can't help. We start talking about Giannis trades. Got me feeling rambunctious. Am I right, Hunter? But yeah, I think the Spurs, they need to make a move, and they need to make a move this year. They need to strike while the iron's hot because I think they're good enough. And
they definitely are.
These tall guys, they just don't last very long, man. Like they don't last long in the league. When you go back through the history, these tall, lanky players, like look at the Embiids. If you can go back, the guy that kind of looks body-wise, when I watch Wemby, I think like Ralph Sampson. Like him and Akeem had a couple years with the Rockets in the 80s.
Oh, right.
He played with Akeem. Twin Towers. He was out of the league so quick. Like these guys just don't last that long.
It's hard.
When you're that big, man, it's difficult.
Yao Ming was always injured.
Yao Ming always injured. And Wemby, he's had some health concerns, right? With the blood clot.
But they're not normal, like, big.
He hasn't had feet issues yet, which is usually the big thing with the big guys. But still, yeah, I just think you got to make a move now. Make a move now while you've got Wemby at the peak of his powers. He's not even there yet, but he's going to be. That's the scary part. That's my New Year's resolution for the Spurs. I want them to try and give the Thunder a real run for their money. Like, go all in. Don't get scared. Do it. Hunter, what's your New Year's resolution?
Mine's not a trade. For the next 4 weeks, for the Nuggets to show they can stay competitive without Jokic.
They just got to keep their head above water.
They got to show that the other guys on the team can win games for them. And that will show how much of a contender they are in the playoffs.
The big issue, though, is Valanciunas is out now for another month. So they have Jokic is out and their backup center's out for a month.
I'd like to see Jamal Murray kind of take his game to another level as far as regular season.
He has to.
Yeah,
this is when Cam Johnson has to really step up.
And Cam Johnson.
Yeah. I'd love to see it.
Aaron Gordon's been banged up. Chris Brown's been banged up. I think they get back soon. I think we're going to see some Aaron Gordon at the 5. Which is
I don't think that's a bad idea.
They're going to have to play Zeke Naji, but
is he even still there?
I don't know. I think so. DeAndre Jordan's not there anymore.
Peyton Watson there.
Oh my gosh, that's actually crazy.
They don't really have another backup center. Valanciunas was it.
I know.
I think
when you look at the standings, you get through the top 7 seeds, the top 7 teams from the Thunder. You got the Thunder, the Rockets, the Spurs, the Nuggets, the T-Wolves, the Lakers, and the Suns. All of them are within 2-3 games of each other, and there's a huge drop-off for seeds 8, 9, and 10. So I'm not really worried about the Nuggets falling out of the play-in, but I think there's a real risk that they're going to have to go out and win a play-in game, and they're going to get a first round. They're going to have to go through 3 elite teams just to get out of the West because they're going to be a lower seed. I just think so because the West is so stacked. They've got with Valanciunas, you could maybe see it, but they're already so banged up. Valanciunas is out too. They rely so heavily on Jokic. He's the best player in the league. I'm worried about it. Rich, what do you think?
It sucks because like we talked about the other day, like Jokic was just getting into that MVP form again, bro. Like, not that he ever stopped doing it, but we just kind of got used to what Jokic was doing, and he kind of was showing us
56, 15, and 16 on Christmas.
Yeah, like I could still do more, and that's the crazy part about Jokic is how good he is. But yeah, like Hunter was saying, man, I would like to see these guys that are in the NBA as well. Maybe not the best player in the world, but you're still on a great team with a great system, so that you can operate and just win games. They don't have to be pretty. You don't have to blow anybody out, but close games out, win games without Jokic. At least stay positive while he's out. Like
I
positive
found
record
the
wise.
player. I found the player that needs to step up.
Okay.
He's played 4 career games. It was their first round pick from last year. He tore his ACL or something last year in preseason, so he didn't play. Deron Holmes. He was a big guy jumping in projections in the draft last year. So this is where they're going to see if they can use him as their backup center. He's going to be their starting center probably for 4 weeks.
Yeah, that's the question. Who's going to start? It has to be Holmes.
Him and Zeke Naji are the last guys listed at center on their team. So
it feels like the Celtics.
But they drafted him in the first round last year. He just was injured all last year, and they haven't had to use him this year because they have Valanciunas and Jokic. So now they're going to see if he's good.
If you're the Rockets, you try and see if you can get a second-round pick out of Clint Capella?
Maybe. I feel like, yeah. I mean, because I feel like him and Steven Adams are kind of filling the same role. And I'd rather.
And you got Şengün can play the 5. Jabari can play the stretch 5.
I'd rather have Steven Adams. So, I mean, might as well. Clint Capella is definitely one of the most expendable pieces in the NBA. So, no disrespect. He's valuable. He's definitely valuable. I think he could. It's just they got so much firepower already. You might as well turn it into something.
Yeah, he's not playing in their rotation. Yeah, he's fire insurance for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sad, man. I think for the last 5 to 7 years, Tatum and Jokic have been, I know I'm bringing Tatum back into this, have been the 2 stars that have just never missed time.
Yeah.
And when it was looking like we might have lost Jokic for the year, I'm like, dude, what did we do to get cursed to lose both these guys who have never not, like, they've always played the whole season. They don't miss games. That's part of what makes them so special. But this is the best case scenario for Jokic. The Nuggets should be able to keep their head above water, win enough games, or just maybe not even lose enough games, man, and then just make a big run when Jokic comes back. The big thing, though, is we were already kind of had a 2-man MVP race because it doesn't look like Luka's going to play enough games.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just going to be SGA and Jokic. If Jokic doesn't hit that 65 game mark, is there any competition for MVP with SGA?
To be fair, I didn't feel like there was really competition for Jokic with this season. So
you thought Jokic was going to run away with
it? Jokic was having almost like the greatest season of all time.
I understand. SGA, he's got like 32, 7, and 5, and he's shooting 42% from 3, and his team's going to win 68 games again.
It wasn't about SGA not playing good. It's just Jokic is.
I understand. It was a 2-man race.
Different.
There were 2 guys you could see winning it. Because after that, you get down to like the Jalen Brunsons and guys like that, where it's like, it's just not a competition with those top 2 guys. Giannis isn't going to play enough games. Luka, I don't know. He might if he plays the rest of the games, but he's been out so much. I'm not sure he's going to play enough.
Yeah, I was like, if Jokic is out, I mean,
who is? SGA. I mean, you're going to hand it to SGA.
Yeah,
basically.
Like, come pick this up when the season over.
Yeah, call it in now. Yeah,
right.
It's insane. Rich, what's your New Year's resolution?
Mine is actually so. This ain't really a team that's even contending this year. I don't think they're going to be contending for a couple of years. But I heard some news, and it got me, interested. I was intrigued with just the thought of this. So the Hornets, not only are their rookies performing, and Concanopoulos and I can't remember the other guys.
James and Kalkbrenner, all 3 of them have been really good.
They're playing really well. So I mean, they've got some kind of it's meshing well right now for just seeing how they're playing together. And the news that I heard was that LaMelo reached out to Steph about how to maintain his ankle or like how to get over that, because that's something that's
Steph said that in a press conference.
Okay, so I didn't actually see the press. I saw the quote. I forget who it was from, but I mean it was a trustworthy. I knew it was real.
Steph said it. Yeah.
Yeah. So so that the one thing I've been waiting for LaMelo is like, yeah, he's good. He's one of the best players in the league, in my opinion, but he's just never really taken the game seriously. So at this point, for him to reach out, maybe it was provoked, maybe it was unprovoked, but whatever the case, he still did it. and to really start taking his health seriously, which to me would translate to him actually taking his game seriously and wanting to win.
Yeah.
I think that LaMelo Ball taking basketball seriously is a game changer for not just the Hornets, or even if whether he's on whatever team he's on in the future. That's big time because I think LaMelo is one of the most underrated guys in the league because of his attitude thus far. So with him taking the game serious, I just think he's so talented. Of course, we got a lot of talent in the league right now, but LaMelo is one of those guys that he's just he really reminds me of that Cooper Flag attitude. It's, like once he figures it out, it's kind of like it can be scary for the rest of the league. In my opinion, I really like LaMelo, bro. Like just watching, it's so effortless for him. And typically, those kind of guys, once they start taking things seriously and elevating their game, those are the guys that you got to go through in the conference finals. You know what I mean? So
LaMelo's
it's got me excited.
He's at a crossroads.
Yeah.
He's at this point in his career where he can either choose to care, and stop taking insane shots. He's got a real team around him now, and actually maybe try and play some defense. Right, that's all he has to do. If he just does those two things, he'd be one of the best point guards in the league.
Yeah,
and you pair him with Knuppel, Brandon Williams. They're starting. Kalkbrenner looks like a decent starting center in the league. Like that's a real rotation you're starting to see there.
They're going to pick to.
Yeah, they're going to have a decent pick.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you can also see in his career that he could easily go down the Trae Young, John Morant, Zach LaVine, like talented guard, scores a lot, no trade value because they just don't contribute to winning basketball.
Yeah.
Or there's all the off-court issues like with John Morant. But I think I have more faith in LaMelo than I do any of those other guys. Because he's so big and he's such a talented guard as a passer, I really believe that if he just tries a little bit harder on defense with how big he is, it would just change everything for him.
Yeah.
Hunter, what do you think? Talk to me, baby.
With his passing, he's easily could be one of the better guards and lead a good offense. Because they got a decent starting five other than center. Because he's got good players that can score on anything in Miles Bridges, Brandon Miller, and Knuppel. So you got all of them. That's a good starting five. Fix the center. So a little bit of defense and just slower pace thinking about the shots, and they're starting to look like a team that could be good.
Yeah, it just got me excited. It just got me excited, bro, because I love seeing this. Like you said, when players get to this crossroads, like at this point, like what is the decision you made? Are you going to make this just a strictly a business thing? Like I'm just here to max out my numbers and get the money, or along with that, are you actually trying to win games and just for the love of the game, just put everything on the floor? So I'm not saying that that's what he'll do. Obviously, there's no way to decide that right now, but I'm hoping that him reaching out to Steph and actually starting to take his health seriously is just what is kind of initiates that jump in his game. I hope we
honestly, Rich, I think it's a great point. Like showing that he might be willing to take his health seriously, it could be an indicator that he's willing to start taking basketball seriously, which is stupid to say that he's in the NBA. But I mean, it's pretty clear. Like he is better than the product he's put on the floor.
Yeah, and everybody's known that for.
He's been on a bad team to where you don't have to. You're not going to win games.
Yeah.
So you're not going to take it as serious on that.
It's hard
not like
to.
It's been a great locker room presence either.
No, LaMelo, I don't think he's ever been like the best influence ever.
And they've never had real vets to really change that either.
Yeah.
They still don't.
I don't think they'll.
Maybe that's a move they need to make.
Maybe. I was just about to say, like, maybe that's a move that they just build it from the ground up, and LaMelo becomes the vet eventually, which that's interesting. LaMelo as a vet, but I think it would benefit them to bring in like somebody with like that Jeff Green, Udonis Haslam overlook.
Harrison Barnes, what he's doing for the Spurs.
Yeah, exactly. Like somebody
what
like
Iggy did for the Warriors.
Exactly. To me, every team needs that. Like you see the teams that were in the finals last year. The Pacers, I think what got them that far was just that presence. You got, I can't remember the dude that looked
Siakam,
like
he'd been there too.
Well, Siakam, yeah. You got the guy that he puts on a uniform every game, but he doesn't play. He looked like Ty Dolla $ign with the braids. I can't remember his name. I cannot remember his name.
Talking about James Johnson? Was James Johnson?
Yeah, James Johnson. I could never remember his names, bro. But
black belt.
Yeah, but right. But he, I think his presence there because he's been with you just see him on the sideline. He's giving guys game like all year. If you watch the guys on the sideline. But yeah, that kind of presence is needed in championship level teams. So hopefully they do. But like I said, I think they're still a ways away from that. I just was excited about, from here what we're going to see from LaMelo and the Hornets.
Yeah. I just want to make one quick aside before we get to our teams. It's 2026. I thought we were over with this. I would love to see Kawhi Leonard actually play if he's going to be this special.
Dog. Kawhi, bro. I'm like,
we just have to say something.
I'm glad you brought that up. Excuse me.
He's doing special stuff, man. That 55, a career high. Right after that, I think he had I think he had like 36 or something like that.
36.
I mean, if they could make a real run, it would make the West even more interesting when you look at play-in. Because there's a lot of teams that are losing records that are kind of hovering around the play-in that have guys that look like they could really take a run. Like what Cooper Flack's doing right now with the Mavericks. Like it looks like everything just clicked out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And he's doing special stuff. His offense is way better than I expected. His offense is so much better than I expected year one. And if he's already this good, he just turned 19. Like he's on some Jason Tatum timing. Like he really could be special. And same thing with the Clippers. Like they've got a bad record, but they've got enough talent. And if Kawhi can play and be this good,
Kawhi at that level can I don't care how old your team is. Like Kawhi at that level is going to elevate everything around you because the gravity, just like Kawhi's presence on the court on both ends is what separates him from most other superstars in the league because he does it on both ends of the floor every single night.
Was it the tax fraud that made you say president with Kawhi, or was
probably? Yeah, I was
some.
I was trying to get his bread, man. I ain't trying to but yeah. But Kawhi playing at that level, bro, I love to see it because Kawhi was when he first got to the Clippers, like that was my go-to team on 2K just so I could play with Kawhi. I used to play with the Spurs when he was on the Spurs. Yeah, like just his game, he can run so much through it, and then on the defensive end, he's giving you everything. He can crunch time, he can guard the best player and actually impact it. Like we talked about in the finals, like if we see Kawhi guarding Shea in those, in the postseason. That's a different kind of. Shea's gonna have to figure something else out because he's not going to be able to get the regular stuff. Kawhi's an intelligent defender. He might get a few fouls here and there. Shea knows how to draw fouls really well. He's also a great. But Kawhi has been doing this for so long, and not to mention where he started was as far as like with the Spurs under Tim Duncan, all those guys like that. He's just an extremely intelligent player, but he's also extremely talented. So,
there are very few teams. Outside of the top 6, they might be the only team where you could go into a series and feel like you have a guy that'll be the best player on the court in every game. Kawhi Leonard is that good. And so if they can just sneak their way into the play-in, we saw how good of a series they had with the Nuggets last year. And just when Kawhi is at his best, what he does for a team offensively and defensively, I would love to see it. We're going to go into New Year's resolutions for each. Go ahead, Hunter. Say something beautiful and smart.
I feel like Kawhi has always been, if he's healthy, you can't really choose where to rank him because it feels like he could easily be the best player in the league at that point.
Yeah, that's real.
Yeah, it's Kawhi, it's Embiid, who I also do want to give flowers. I've talked about him like it's over, and he's been balling too.
I'd love to see it, bro, because went down with that knee injury a couple weeks. I think that was
man. And you thought, oh no,
ago.
it's over.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, I could have cried, but I'm glad he's hooping now. I'm glad he's hooping.
Yeah, and he's balling too. They got a real big three there, and Edgecombe might not even be a top 5 rookie, and he's special. Like he's probably a top 5 rookie, but there are so many good rookies.
The last week he's been back to being a top 2 or 3 rookie again.
I mean, but you got like this is an all-time rookie class, and VJ Edgecombe is one of those guys you can kind of lose him in it. You know, Derek Queen has a couple weeks where he's doing insane stuff. Cooper Flagg, Con Knupples, Cedric Coward.
Well, you look at the comp though. Like he plays his game. Like I was watching the other night, and I just saw D Wade, and that's another guy that kind of got swept under the rug.
D Wade and Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, like amongst
those are the guys you see when he plays.
Exactly. And like amongst all those superstars, these are the guys that kind of get not forgotten about, but when you're talking like top 5, top this, top that, nobody's talking about D Wade. Nobody's talking about Anthony Edwards most of the time because of everything else. But not to say that they shouldn't be. They're just not. But so like I think he's shining in his role on the Sixers. He has nights. Of course, he's a rookie. But I just love what I've seen from him. You know, I've been high on VJ since we started. You know,
D-Wade was just a victim of playing in the league at the same time as LeBron and Kobe.
Yeah, it's easy.
He's on LeBron's team, and he was never the best 2 guard in the league. Maybe in 2009, and Kobe was special, but D-Wade averaged 30 that year.
Yeah, then you got Wemby and Cooper Flagg and like all the hype around everybody. And it's easy to get lost.
Just gonna be over there. Yeah,
it's easy to get lost.
Which he's got the pieces, and he looks. Like, I was watching the game against the Grizzlies last week, and it's crunch time. They've got Tyrese Maxey, and VJ Edgecombe is bringing the ball down the court. And he looks like a vet. Like, he's composed. He is smart when it comes to decision-making. There's just something special about him. But that's enough for the rookies. We're going to spend a lot of time talking rookies this year and next year's draft class coming up because we're starting to get to that point, man. It's 2026.
Yeah.
I'm excited to start looking at these guys. But before we go, we haven't done this on the pod yet, but all 3 of us are huge fans of our teams. We have sprinkled in some talk about each of our teams, but I'm just going to give us a moment to look back on 2025 and to dream a little bit about 2026, what we want from our teams in this new year. I'm a Celtics fan.
I don't think the order is what we thought it would be, though.
We knew your team was going to be the worst.
That's just not. We had 64 or 65 wins last year. It was one of the 2.
Yeah, how many third-round appearances have you made? None. But don't look at me like that. Don't look at me like that.
Who has ever said third round?
Are we really doing this right now?
Yes, we are.
Where'd
you get third round from?
He's trying to change the subject because his team is dog water. That's okay though.
Hey, we've been good again.
My New Year's resolution for the Celtics: Jason Tatum is coming back, and the same thing with the Spurs. The East is open; it's wide open. I think the Knicks are probably the best team. Then there's the Pistons. Who knows what's going to happen with the Cavs? I really think that the East is wide open. The Magic aren't as good as we thought they would be. The Hawks definitely aren't as good as we thought they would be. Trae comes back, and they're just worse. And I love Trae Young, but like
writings on the wall.
Some point, facts are facts, man. The facts are the facts. Yeah. But all that to say, the Celtics are, I think right now they're sitting at the 3 seed, and they've got a huge expiring contract in Anthony Simons, $27 million. They've got all their picks. I really think they could really do something, and if they could get a big with that contract,
I've been hearing some rumors. I don't like any of them because they're actually good.
Because the issue is Anthony Simons isn't playing very well. He's a 20 points per game scorer for his career.
I don't think he was meant to be like a pivotal part to y'all. I think that was just like they were offloading everybody, and he was kind of part of the deal to get.
He's an expiring salary. That's what it was, you know. And at first, it was like, how in the world did you get this guy that's that young? What's going on, Charlie? How you doing, girl? I know you can't hear me. Yep. How'd you get this guy for a dude that's 7 years older than him? But he's an expiring salary. And the Celtics can do one of two things. They can let him off the books and take the salary relief for a year or two until like these huge deals lock in for Tatum and Brown, or
Yeah.
they can make a move. And I think the team's good enough, man. If Tatum can just be 80% of himself come the playoffs, Jalen looks like a top 10 player right now. He just broke his streak of 30-point games at like 9 or 10.
He absolutely is. I think, in my opinion, I'll give him top 10 because
I think he's somewhere between top 12, 13, maybe, if you want to be, because top 10's so loaded, bro. But
it is,
all that to say,
he's like that, though. Like, Jaylen Brown is like that.
Special. He's been special. And if he can play even close to this level and let Tatum slowly ramp himself back up, the team's got a chance, especially when Hunter's sorry-ass team. They just can't figure it out. And so that's my New Year's resolution for the Celtics. I want them to get aggressive. Hunter, what's your New Year's resolution for the Cavs? I want you to pretend like the Cavs roster is sitting right in front of you. And or maybe just Kobe Altman. Whoever it is you need to talk to, I want you to say something to him.
It'll be a big part of this team this year, but it's been hard to watch Lonzo this year. So keep playing Craig Porter Jr. Currently, we're
play the young guys.
Craig Porter Jr., very physical defender, really good rebounder for a guard.
Yeah.
And he takes smart shots. He doesn't shoot shots when he's covered. And we're 4-2 in our last 6 games, and the Knicks game we should have won. We were up by like 20 at one point, lost by 2, should have won. They've looked a lot better than that stretch 2 weeks ago when they were losing to the Bulls and Wizards and Hornets. So they're back to looking good. Garland and Mobley are back, and they're playing how they were before, injuries happened.
The incident.
So I don't know if you try and force a trade that's just going to make the contract situations worse for the team, or if you just try and change who you're playing with the guys you have.
It's got to be Jalen Tyson and Craig Porter Jr. have to be in your 7-man rotation, in my opinion. The Lonzo thing's just not working. He's not what he used to be on defense, and offensively, he's a mess. He's just not good at basketball.
Two off-season pickups have both been pretty disappointing.
Duke
and Larry Nance and Lonzo.
Yeah, Larry Nance is just washed, and I guess so is Lonzo, but Larry Nance at least makes sense.
The Cavs are the perfect example to me of, like when. Because everybody tried to call it a fluke. I don't think it was a fluke. I think the Cavs are actually a really, really good team.
They're getting back to being what they were.
Yeah, and they're well coached and they have talent. But when you don't have guys like the Ty Jerome's coming off the bench that can, be that guy on the court when your superstars aren't on the court like consistently. And I haven't watched the Cavs play a lot, so I don't know what their bench is doing necessarily right now. But I know Ty Jerome was a big piece of why they were so good last year.
Jalen Tyson is probably my favorite player to watch in the league right now.
Jalen Tyson, I'm gonna have to check him out.
He's like the most aggressive player you can get.
Yeah, if we were talking about Zion James with the Hornets. Mm-hmm. I want Zion James to just watch hours of Jalen Tyson film and to just do that, because that's the kind of player that I see. Jalen Tyson has just went to a whole new level. He's strong. He's a guard. He's
shooting 45% from 3. His whole thing coming into the league was his 3-pointer needs to be better. So you got that. And the big problem that's with the Cavs right now, they're trying to force threes. They're not taking good threes. Last year, the threes were working for them. They had the best offense in the league by stats. So they're just trying to force threes, and they're not shooting well. Yeah. And when you watch the games, when they actually go to the paint, they're winning. They get the lead, but then they back off and go to the threes.
Some of these teams are diving too deep into
apart.
Analytics these days, because analytics is telling everybody to shoot threes, even like passing them mid-range shots, and I'm like, that's just not gonna. That's not sustainable.
2 bigs that can score in the paint and Donovan Mitchell.
But it's not even like. It's not even the volume of threes isn't the issue. It's a stagnant offense, because the 2 things you need to do, it's not just shoot threes when you look at analytics. It's threes and shots at the rim. That's what creates an elite offense. And if you're not getting any pressure on the rim, then you're not getting the spacing needed to shoot open threes, and then you're shooting bad threes. You're getting none of the free twos at the rim. You're getting no free throws because you're never getting to the rim. That's the same issue that the Celtics fell into
They're
last
just
year.
forcing threes this year, and it's just hurting them.
And I understand they shoot as many possible threes as you can. You're going to be one of the best. You're going to be one of the best offenses in the league. That's true. But if you're not getting the for sure high percentage twos that are going to collapse the defense, especially when you got Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell, who are just elite ball handlers who can get to the rim, elite finishers at the rim.
Then you got
to open
Mobley
up
and
those
Jared
shots.
Allen in the post that can also clear people away from the three-point line. You got the open threes if you just use the post to your advantage too. So
they have to put pressure on the rim. That's what a lot of the teams who shoot a million threes and it's stagnant. It's because they're not putting pressure on the rim. Right? You could shoot all the volume of threes. The volume of threes isn't necessarily the issue. It's the volume of threes without having any successful pressure at the rim to be able to get the easy twos and the free throws, which are that's the
second chance points, all that.
Exactly. Oh my gosh, dude! Like when I watch Mitchell Robinson play, that Knicks Cavs game.
Yeah.
Like
that's what changed the game. We were up 20. They put Mitchell Robinson in. He got like 15 offensive rebounds.
It feels like every time the Knicks miss a shot, Mitchell Robinson just gets it back. He's the most insane player, and he shoots like 21% or 22% from the free throw line. And if he could just shoot 60% from the free throw line, he'd be an all-star. I really believe that because he'd play a lot more minutes. He is insane. He's the best rebounder in the league, especially on the offensive glass. And the amount of second chance points that he gets you, I don't see how the Cavs
are rebounding so bad.
I don't see how it is when you have those. And it's a spacing issue. There's no pressure on the rim. And Jared Allen's been hurt. You know, and he hasn't been himself. And
he's had an injury on both of his hands. He broke one of his fingers on the other and then did something to his, I think, wrist on the other one.
But Mobley's buff now. So, what are we doing? You got to just get to the rim.
Mobley's not in the paint that much when it comes to the rebounds.
But that's what
he should be. As he should be, though.
I don't. Mobley has the amount of times where you've got these big guys who could dominate second chance opportunities sitting in the corner, which Jared Allen's not really doing that, but still, he's a lot of times he's at the top of the key running pick and rolls, dribble handoffs. And when everybody's spaced out, there's too much space. And this whole point of the spacing is so that you can get pressure and have the space for Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland to put pressure on the rim. And they're just not doing it. Mm-hmm. That's the thing that's frustrating. And outside of those two guys, they have nobody that can really create offense that way.
DeAndre Hunter can create for himself. He can't really create for others.
He can't.
Craig Porter Jr. can create for others. He's a good passer.
I think Jalen Tyson can a little bit too.
He needs to be the small forward closing games, I think, is the other thing that needs to happen.
He needs to be in their closing lineup. I agree. The Cavs, if they've been hurt, Darius Garland's starting to look like himself again. Hopefully Jared Allen can look like himself soon. And if they could play Jalen Tyson, Craig Porter Jr., I think they got a real shot. Like I said, this is wide open. Maybe they can even win the second round this year. You think, Hunter? It'd be cool for Donovan Mitchell to experience a conference finals.
He's having
he could have a chance to maybe win a conference finals MVP.
His year's being overlooked by how bad the rest of the team's been.
Oh yeah, he's been special. He's been really good.
I'm glad I'm in the West. Y'all be going at it.
His defense, I know you haven't watched it. His defense has been elite this year for a undersized shooting guard.
He got drafted as a defensive guard, and he just stopped playing defense because he was so good.
The last year or two, his defense has been back to good.
He has to play defense next to Darius Garland. He doesn't have a choice. He has to play defense. I think the Cavs got a shot, but they've got to figure it out. Rich,
they can't get another slump. That's all.
Close this out. What's your New Year's resolution for the Lakers? What are you dreaming about?
My New Year's resolution for them, it really doesn't have much to do with really the next 2 years. But, of course, I think we're at the spot we're at right now. I expected us to be here. I have, with our roster, I'm like, we can string the game. some games along. I don't think we've really maxed out our potential because we don't have the roster technically, like specifically that could. I personally think to maximize, Luka. But at this point, and just with the way our roster is right now, and the whole like when is LeBron's farewell, all that drama around LeBron. My New Year's resolution for the Lakers is to figure out what is our path after LeBron and start gearing up for that because I still feel like this might be like a lineup that more benefits LeBron than it does Luka. At this point right now, it's fresh, bro. Like this was like a blockbuster trade. Like nobody was expecting this. It's gonna take some time for things to get in order as far as that goes. But I would just like to see us gearing towards still trying to be competitive. We have, after all, we do have Luka Doncic, and he's always played meaningful basketball. So I want to keep that tradition alive for Luka. But at the same time, I want to see us start making moves just to prepare ourselves for when we don't have one of the greatest of all time, the leading scorer in the NBA, on the roster as well. So whatever that entails, I can't really speak to that right now. I don't know what that's going to look like. It depends on all this free agency stuff. That's why I said the next couple of years because isn't a bunch of guys go to free agency a couple of years, like 2027 or is it
2027? They should have a max slot in 2027. That's a Giannis year.
So, yeah,
lots of guys.
So yeah, just preparing for more of that because I think Bron probably plays another year after this, at least one more after this, and even if he's not, taking up a lot of minutes in the rotation, he's still going to have. It's LeBron. He's still going to have his impact. So I would just like to see teams start gearing up for the Luka era more so than LeBron's farewell.
I think this year's gave them a pretty clear path, actually, that Reeves can be a real second option.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. Absolutely.
They don't need to go out and look for another superstar. They need to build around that backcourt.
And I don't even necessarily think you don't need to make a superstar move. I know I mentioned the free agency in 2027, but just
you have to. It's the Lakers.
Of course, something's gonna happen. We're gonna get some name or something, bro. It's just how it is. But I just mean
Cooper Flagg will be a Laker for 2 Cheetos and a penny. I don't know.
Not Giannis,
but you gotta get the guys you gotta find the Isaiah Joes and the
Daniel Gaffords
and the Daniel Gaffords. I would love that. I mean, I know I would like to see him on the Warriors as well. I know we had that discussion, but reunite with Luka on the Lakers. Him and Da kind of do their thing together. I think that would be interesting to see. Because Daniel Gaffords played with somebody that's been more offensively inclined than he is, and Derek Lively, which he was really opening up before Luka left. He's actually a really exciting player for the future. But I think basically I'm saying that to say that I think Daniel Gafford can make it work with another big on the floor because he's done it before. So that would be
Luka and Austin Reeves. You got a top 5 offense, no matter who else is on the team.
Yeah,
Luka and Austin Reeves. You got a top 5 offense. How are you gonna in the future? How are you gonna be able to compete defensively in these 7-game series? That's what they got to figure out.
We got a mini version of it right now with with Marcus Smart and
but those guys aren't long-term solutions.
Right, and Gabe Vincent, I think is just a good guy off the bench. He's streaky, but he's just a guy that's going to give you effort.
He's either really good or he's the worst player you've ever watched play basketball.
Yeah, and I'd rather have a Jose Alvarado. To be honest. If we don't go that route with just a small, scrappy guy,
you could probably have Jose Alvarado.
I think we will. We could talk about trades, on another. But I think that'll happen.
Interesting. I like it.
But yeah, that's why I just hope that the Lakers kind of. I know this is Showtime. I know this is the history of the Lakers, whatever. But we have Luka Doncic. You're going to get your ratings, bro. Just actually gear up and try to win. Build a. Be the dynasty. Don't just live off the name of what you have been. Create that again.
Yeah, Luka has the opportunity to put himself in the conversation with the Laker greats.
Yeah, absolutely.
will they put a good enough team around him to be able to do that? Who knows? Especially when you got the Spurs and the Thunder and teams like that. They're going to have to really figure it out because those guys are going to be really good for a really long time. So it's the Trade Machine Podcast. It's a new year. Let's get it, man. 2026 is going to be good. It's going to be good for the Trade Machine. It's going to be good for the NBA. It's going to be good for Hunter. Hunter, I think you're going to find love this year. What do you think?
On every single podcast.
I don't bring it up on every single podcast. Sorry, I want my brother to be happy.
It's about your happiness at the end of the day.
My wife needs a sister-in-law, bro. I'm getting sick of this shit. Okay.
There's two in line above in front of me. Okay. Thanks.
Okay, but never mind.
Don't want to hear what you were gonna say.
Let's go Celtics. Patrick Mahomes, get better soon. We love you. And Clark Hunt, you're dead to us. We hate Kansas. So
facts.